My name is Peyton Hornberger. I'm living in Austin, Texas right now, but I'm from Illinois. I moved here about 3 years ago, just took the risk, took the leap. I moved here for work. I do a nonprofit politics, which is crazy and keeps me on my toes, but that's my day job. By night I am an artist doing art things. I got grounded a lot as a kid, and so how I got good at drawing was sitting in front of a mirror in my room and just drawing myself on note cards, little note cards. And so then that kind of started the whole I like to draw myself thing. I drew a lot of anime manga growing up, and I liked making up characters and creating stories around the characters. So I've always known I wanted to do art. I've just done it, but I started taking it seriously about last year. I knew I wanted to start creating more than just doodle sketches here and there. I wanted to get into real pieces and actually connect. And then this year, 2024, I said, you know what, it's time to get real, time to get vulnerable, and that's where the self-portraits are coming from. I've been really thinking about what kind of mark I want to leave as an artist. So, for the longest time, I described art as a hobby, and I was like, I don't want this to be, the cornerstone of my life. There's so much more stuff I'm interested in, and I believed that fallacy for a very long time until it became very clear to me that there is no life without art for me, and if I'm not creating, something is dramatically wrong or missing. Most of my art comes from something I feel unshakably. It's about myself, or it's about me, or about something I've experienced, and I used to be insecure about that. The most recent self-portrait, I have my shorter hair, but the piece itself is about something that happened years ago. And the expression and the feeling there, it doesn't look like me right now, it's from the past. And so the art I'm trying to create now is connecting feelings and emotions and experiences throughout time, because they all contribute to who I am today. And the magic really happens when I'm able to capture it all at once in a visual in my mind. It's the curse of an artist is if you want to make really great art, you have to be willing to get vulnerable. And getting vulnerable is the scariest thing you can do, because you have to risk people not liking it and people having opinions and not getting what you're trying to say. And it's you're my best friend, how can you not know what I'm trying to say with this art piece? And versus a complete and total stranger's they get it, it's a wild thing. So, and I think we live in the digital age right now. There's this very low barrier of entry in the digital world where you can just post whatever. And then there's this feedback loop that happens of, if I just keep giving the algorithm what I like, I'm gonna keep being rewarded. And so then that can take you a little bit away from the vulnerability and from what you're actually trying to say. And so for me, the challenge as an artist is saying, I don't care about any of that. There's more reward intrinsically in getting vulnerable and sharing what is going on in my mind, because that is, the creation itself is so critical and so important. I mean, most of my art was private. And some of my best or favorite pieces are private. They're hidden in a sketchbook, some random page with coffee stains on it. I used to not share my art, but doing it has made me grow and learn and explore so much more than I ever thought I would. But yeah, if someone locked me in a room and said, you can never share your art again, what are you gonna do? I'd be I'm still gonna do it. Because it's vital. That's the lifeline. If I had nothing, I would still find a way to do art. Mm-hmm. There's the 3-piece downstairs. The middle drawing, I started and got halfway through back in 2021, so 3 years ago, and I hated it. Put it away. I nearly threw it away. I came upon it actually this month, and I was looking at it, and I was so shocked because I was this is crazy. I captured so perfectly exactly how I was feeling in that moment, and for a split second I was like back there. I was back in the chaos of my life at the time. In that moment I had a little bit of empathy for myself, and I think that's a hard thing for some people to do. Maybe, I don't know, like we're our biggest critic, we have the most judgment on ourselves, and so feeling real empathy for yourself, for your past or for your mistakes is like really something incredible. And my own art did that for me, and that's been great. I found that most of my art, my best art that I see as my best, like comes from when I'm alone, or when I'm like physically like by myself, which is sometimes a shame and sometimes hard for people to understand, because you know you want to be collaborative and stuff, but like I really do get into like a flow state when I do that, and I don't think, I just do. I think I really admire the artists that have a process. They're like, yes, I'm gonna sketch out all of this, I'm gonna research, I'm gonna look up how to do all this stuff, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, I fly by the seat of my pants. That's just how it goes. You never know when inspiration's gonna hit. I think my advice would be like, don't keep it hidden. I know I said, you know, if you locked me in a room and no one ever saw it, I would still create. I have a friend who's a writer and like just will not share their work, and I'm like, you're like, the world needs to see that. I want to see this, like the world needs to see this. And I don't know, I go back and forth about if art is for me or if art is for everybody else, and I think that's true for like a lot of artists, but there's something to be said about sharing that with the world, because we're here for a limited time. We all gotta embrace mortality, and I think art, music, writing, paintings, whatever it is, film, like that is part of the human experience, and we gotta share that. So I would have told myself back then, I would have said, share the art, share the bad art, share all of it, and just keep making art, keep doing it, and keep trying new things. That's what I would have said.